Today's insult to basic decency comes in the form of full military funeral honors being okayed for Ashli Babbitt, who was killed during the January 6th coup attempt. Now, this had been previously denied under the Biden administration, but now that the leader of the coup is the president, we can't really be surprised that they're gonna reverse that block. And at minimum, what does this mean? Well, military funeral honors, according to the VA, means that they're gonna play taps, they're gonna fold and present the American flag for the family by an honor guard of at least 2 service members. And I'm sure they'll be able to find 2 that are okay with this if they look hard enough. Now, this request was granted about 2 weeks ago by the Secretary of the Air Force. It reversed, as I said, the Biden-era decision. Now, if you're not familiar with Ashli Babbitt, she illegally entered the US Capitol during the mob assault. And the then Air Force Lieutenant General Brian Kelly said that honoring her would bring discredit upon the US Air Force. So she was part of the crowd. They were trying to get to the area where the legislators were. There was like a barricaded closed door that was being guarded by these gun-wielding law enforcement agents. And this mob, like it was a zombie movie, was just trying to break through those doors. And the fact that they had guns pointed at them didn't dissuade them. The fact that Bird, is the cop, said he made multiple requests for Babbitt to stand down and she refused to do so. He said, "I tried to wait as long as I could. I hoped and prayed no one tried to enter those doors, but their failure to comply required me to take the appropriate action to save the lives of members of Congress and myself and my fellow officers." And that sort of discretion by a law enforcement officer, when they're fearing for their lives and the lives of the people that they are sworn to defend, has never been contradicted by Republicans before until this particular case. In this case, the fact that they are guarding a barricade to block a violent mob that has already assaulted dozens of cops, put many in the hospital, is irrelevant. Shut up. Let them by, or let them kill you. Let them bludgeon you to death, take your gun, and then go hunt down our legislators. That is what the Republicans are saying. And bear in mind, this is the latest threat to basic decency. The Babbitt family asked for $30 million as part of a settlement. They've been granted $5 million. Babbitt's mother, who I have a lot of sympathy for, it's terrible to lose your kid, particularly in this sort of way, said that her daughter posed no threat to the safety of anyone and that Bird ambushed her. They were assaulting a fixed defensive location to try to get to the VIPs behind it. He warned her. The gun was visible. They continued to press forward. And you cannot say that they posed no threat to anyone. They had already gravely injured many law enforcement officers at that point. By the way, when she died, she had a Trump campaign flag wrapped around her shoulders like a cape. And we can go into it. I actually didn't even know this until today. I didn't know that she was like a massive QAnon person and that she had posted right before going to the Capitol that nothing will stop them, that a storm is coming. The storm, of course, is when all of the political opponents of QAnon are rounded up and mass executed. She was using that terminology before she headed to participate in this coup. But don't worry, she's getting full military honors to go along with, the pardon that all of the co-conspirators in the coup have already gotten and the $5 million given to the family. Bert, what do you think?
She's dead because of the lies Trump and his sycophantic, insane, unhinged supporters fed her that rotted her brain, that had her. I mean, he could have fed her anything. Love of America, respect for the election process. It has been proven that the guy was lying about election integrity, and that was the central premise upon which these folks acted. Donald Trump's responsible for her death. That's my opinion. And then she is also as well responsible for her death. It's so fascinating to me what they're willing to blame for terrible stuff, because they'll find some random reason, some tweet from Mamdani to blame him for something that means he shouldn't be a citizen anymore. And they're always about personal responsibility for your actions, especially when you challenge law enforcement, all that stuff. she tried to break a barricade to go kill members of Congress, to continue to hurt people who were in elected office or officials of law enforcement, the people who write the laws she wanted to kill.
Yeah,
or
well,
at least
look,
maim.
we can't say individually. We can say that she was part of a mob.
She was part of a mob, and she was there, and so that I'm just outlining a general dynamic. Obviously, I can't get inside the person's mind. But then she went. She thought it seems thought she would be the one who was above that kind of consequence, where if you change races, change experiences, change like like you fill in different values for the variables in this, and instead of allies of Donald Trump, it's people that Donald Trump looks down on. They'd be like, I wish they killed all of them because they're godless communist people who don't non-true Americans.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, it's like her name's, she's Ashli, and she's a beautiful flower for us because she's like us. But like her brain was rotted by you guys, and that's why she's dead.
Yeah, and that's why I will say, and I don't have any doubt in my mind, I have infinitely more empathy for her family and for her than any of these MAGA people do. Because those people, those MAGA people, they don't actually hate that this happened. They like having a martyr. They do. They like that Trump can reference her as some sort of hero as he plans to strip the citizenship of other people away or whatever. I, like you said, I can acknowledge that she ended up in that spot because of Donald Trump, because of his movement.
Right.
She should have never been there. They wanted her there. They wanted her to go farther. They wanted her to get through the window. That's not empathy. To want her to succeed in getting to AOC and strangling her. That's empathy? No, I don't want her in that hallway. She never should have been there. And if she hadn't been there, she wouldn't have died. She was put there by Donald Trump, the MAGA movement, and right-wing media. That's why she was there. That's why she died.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ask them if they succeeded, would they want a state funeral for Nancy Pelosi? No.
Exactly. If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.